you can now screen record and show the AI what you want to do. So you move your mouse, you click on that and say, I want you to take that and do that and that, and it will know what you're doing because it's got OCR, and it will see what you're doing, and it will build your workflow based on what you showed it you want it to do.
OCR? What do you mean? It's got
optical recognition.
Okay.
So like reading a picture and taking context from that picture, or extracting text from the picture. The capabilities are next level, and they're releasing more and more stuff. So triggers before used to be from a prompt, but your trigger to start something now could be, I receive an email from this person or this company. That's the trigger to turn on the AI to complete a task. If the subject line has this in it, this. So find that, form that, build me that document, and email it to me. Thanks.
Interesting. So does the insurance company, like, let's say you got a client, they've got a particular product, does the insurance company update you on something, either an increase in premiums or the change in product or something, and you need to put that into your CRM? Is that what you were saying before?
It's one of the main tasks that's my proof of concept build. So yeah, do that. Yeah. So any premium changes, but then of course my product update AI will, whenever I get an email that's updating a product description or something like that, well, that'll need to be updated in the AI, but I've got an AI to do that for me. It will update the wording on that particular product in that particular AI. So you've got like 30 different terminators doing stuff for you in the background.
So if you've got 100 clients, are you getting 100 emails about them every year or whatever, about their product and their premiums?
Yeah, policy anniversary, absolutely. You'll get 100 policy schedules through. And rather than just attach the PDF to the CRM and then get your admin person or someone in the Philippines to update all your fields, there's still human error there. And B, well, you're paying them per hour for that. So it's automated and automatically up to date to the day. I think that's a better way to run your business. So, yeah.
Interesting, yeah, because it wouldn't. I don't imagine that'd be that hard. I mean, the challenge would be hopefully they have like some sort of customer number in the email.
Most of them have the policy number or the name, but that's enough to find them.
Just if you
And
have
then
too many John
and if
Smiths.
the AI is unsure, we'll just message me and go, "Hey, which of these clients is this particular one for?" And I go, "Oh, that one." Cool. Finishes it off.
Yeah, no, that's insane. Yeah, because it'll come in, you extract it, you populate it. Do you need to do anything with that? Do you like send them an email, hey, just to let you know this is what's happening? So you're like the middleman to the email, or do they get it?
No, so they'll get their schedule posted to them, right? And you get emailed a copy of their PDF schedule, for example, and then it's on you as the advisor, right? You got to contact them for a review. So if I've got an automation where those things get updated, then once that's updated, that triggers my review email to be sent, asking if they want a review, and whatever else is in there. Has anything changed in your situation? Hey, we're missing some fields for you. Would you mind just updating us on this, this, and this so you can keep your CRM clean and up to date? And then if they don't respond, which often clients don't, but then that triggers a text message to them. If they don't respond to the text message, then a task's created to call them. If they don't pick up the call, then on their anniversary date, you've got a pre-built policy summary that gets sent to them. These are the covers you have. This is how they work. This is why it's great. You might be short on a few things. Reach out if you need anything. It's all done.
And so you have an escalation. So you always want to end of a call if they don't engage with you.
But then you've got evidence that you've really attempted to contact the client, and even if they haven't responded to you, you've still sent them some information of why their insurance is so great.
And because I could build like a, so when the anniversary comes in, you extract the extracting. I'm not too sure about that, but when it comes in,
It's not easy.
yeah,
It's
the
not easy.
extracting would be hard. But the, like when it's time, I could train a bot that could talk to them on WhatsApp, Messenger, send them texts and an email, and then create tasks if they don't respond. I could create that workflow, which is interesting. Because
Yep.
I kept thinking everything's cool because no one wants to talk to you about insurance. So best thing to do is just call all of them.
But you got to be present and visual, right? And then if some other pesky advisor comes in to try and pinch your client, and you've got some pretty impressive processes and documents, when that person comes in and tries to wrangle your client away, they're going to go, oh, I don't know, that looks a bit shit. I'll talk to Marcus. The reality is you don't 100% get on with all of your clients. Some of them are disloyal as fuck. Some of them are really price sensitive. It's just, that's the nature of the game, right? You're not going to get on with everyone. So if someone comes along and sounds convincing, they're going to go along with them. So that's just business.
Yeah, no, it's fair. What's another process that's the bane of your existence? So plan creation and making it more visual and engaging and easier, and then policy anniversaries and populating, and then reaching out to clients. Is it all about claims or something, or what's another?
Claims is an easy
Rare.
one too, right? Well, that's the same thing that I'm building out with a claim. Because it's claims can be ongoing, and especially medical ones. So if it's the claim number, so you can build in workflows, because if you lodge a claim and then nothing happens, the claim's still open for 12 months. So then you've got to have some kind of automation, or if you can remember it yourself, where it's saying, hey, this, just a reminder, this claim's closing. Or every time you get an email from the claims department saying, we paid this provider this for your client, we paid the anaesthetist, we paid the surgeon, and keeping a track of that, so your AI can basically pull that data, put it into that claim file, and then you've got analytics where you can then look at your book and go, well, how many claims have I had this year? Okay, which insurers? What's the split between the insurers? What's the split of claims between products? What's the total value of claims? You've got all this data that is just like next level that you can pull. And I mean, that's just unreal. Most people don't track claims like that. They just track a claim if it's open, if it's closed, or if there's any documents required. You can have workflows where you do a weekly update of the claim, what's outstanding and what's needed. And so if that weekly update's somewhat automated, you're not technically bugging them for that form to be done or something like that. You've got a process where they feel, okay, cool, that's under control. They're not reaching out to you going, oh, what's happening with this? So you're taking it by the balls the whole way through. And that's your job as an advisor, right? At claim time, that's where we prove our worth. So if you've got a really robust process that's really informative and collects a lot of data, then maybe further later down the track, the client's looking at cancelling their policy, and you can pull up some pretty cool data on all the claims they've had and how much they've been paid in claims over the years. It's all there at your fingertips. And I'll just ask hey, I got a meeting with this client. Can you help me prepare? They're thinking about cancelling their policy. What can we find some claims data and come up with some reasoning why they should hold on to this policy? And it will pull from all your data, all the stuff you need, because that's your retention AI, and then it will do the stuff you need it to.
That's insane. Yeah, because I was just thinking claims so the software can transcribe calls and it can sync in the email. So you could have a trigger of the claim. So it's either a phone call transcription, or you put it into an opportunity, which is these are the different stages that need to happen. And each time either you call regarding that contact, because I guess if you're chasing up a claim, you need to do emails to the insurance provider or make calls. Is it mostly calls?
Depends. I think it's mostly emails for sending off documents and stuff like that. The calls are more around when you've got a differing opinion to the claims team, or they're not paying for something or something like that. So I think, yeah, it's a combination. But
Do you ever
You
have
know,
to go with the client to get the documents or whatever? Like, what's the biggest hang up with a claim usually? Because they're in a bad way.
waiting for medical notes, like an urgent claim, and then to assess the claim, the insurer requests medical notes, but the event, like the surgery or the appointment, is in 5 days. The doctor's turnaround time is 4 days. And then there's a queue of 7 days with the insurer. You're just like, fuck. So phone calls are good for adding extra pressure or escalating to someone you know within the company, that sort of thing. So it's just down to each individual situation.
So the biggest barrier, like the client getting the documentation from someone else as opposed to the client doing the homework, are they usually quite motivated to? I mean, they're
Yeah, the
really
client can be
sick.
motivated, but again, it's down to their personality type. Some people are just like out of sight, out of mind. So you send them an email, say, "Hey, we need this." They read the email, then they forget about it, and then you chase them up 5 days later, and so on and so forth. So um, you can follow, and if they're not responsive on emails, that's why text messaging is useful, because people are always on their phones. If you send it, "Hey, just a reminder, we need that form," that triggers 4 days later if that requirement hasn't been met. So you can you can go granular on these things, and mapping out your own processes is quite a challenge in itself, but it's very revealing. And yeah, so dream it up, man. The
You can
reality.
do so much. I've never actually, because my biggest thing is I just need to get more people more motivated with more money in front of advisors. So that's always the biggest priority. Like the automating of their processes. I'm not booking them to an extreme amount of appointments now where they're drowning in work. Where that's the bottleneck.
That's where the automations and AI can actually help, so you don't get overwhelmed. If you can map out your process and then have automated follow-ups and kind of a guide to help you along, then the only bottleneck is you kind of creating an SOA. But that in itself can become simpler. It's quite tough to give all the information and just coming up with the right look and feel, because it's always changing. I find that bit quite challenging, to the SOA side of things, and the questioning leading up to the SOA. That's like the holy grail, that part, the needs analysis and the recommendations to be thorough, but also automated to a certain extent. It's quite challenging.